Presidential Commission has met for the first time on the BP Deepwater Horizon accident, and in a surprising statement, Interior Secretary Ken Salazar said, quote, "I remain open to modifying the new deepwater drilling suspensions based on new information." Is the Obama administration changing their position on offshore drilling? Let's bring in University of Maryland professor Peter Morici and Fox News contributor Leslie Marshall. Professor, I'm going to start with you, sir. I've been saying this for a long time. You know, I guess about 85 days or so. Boy, I sure hope this accident that's happened in the Gulf doesn't inspire Mr. Obama to renege on that promise of opening more offshore acres to drilling. Sir, go ahead.
Well, he has been inspired, and he's suspending drilling for a lot of companies that have no culpability whatsoever, even as folks on the left are starting to acknowledge in increasing numbers that we need to drill. It's a fact of life. We need to back out of oil as we can over time, but we do need to drill. And it's simply everybody's gotten the message but Barack Obama and Secretary Salazar.
Leslie, what about it? Is this the all clear for the Obama White House to say, you know what, we changed our mind, we have to reconsider the safety of drilling, et cetera, and pull back those 33 wells that he previously allowed for drilling?
If the information shows that it's a green light, go ahead with safety and response issues, which are the main issues, it seems, coming out of the White House, then when the BOE says, hey, go, thumbs up, green light, that's what they'll do. This isn't caving in to right-wing or public pressure. This is what's doing the best interest of not only the environment, but certainly more so the people that are involved. 11 lives were lost. We want prevention, and we're in prevention mode with this.
No doubt, Leslie. Let me just tell you a little story here. I looked into this. So this commission was tapped to look at the safety and what actually happened around Deepwater Horizon. They weren't instructed to give the White House advice on the moratorium. They said it wasn't their job. Mr. William Riley and Bob Graham said, hey, by the way, this wasn't part of our job, Leslie, but it seems like the Interior Secretary, Ken Salazar, is making it part of their job.
Well, the quote that I read from your producer, the quote that I read said information, which I'm not trying to split hairs over semantics, but, you know, if I say, Eric, give me some advice, as opposed to provide some information to assist in my making this decision, hey, the president certainly wants more jobs not taken away from the American people, but brought back to the American people. But we can't overlook safety and response issues to do that. That would be hasty, and it could be negligent in the long run.
Professor, Leslie mentions jobs. Senator Mary Landrieu of Louisiana suggests that this moratorium, if it goes back into place, could cost anywhere between 46,000 jobs and up to the workers on the platform. I think they need jobs now down there.
Absolutely. They do need employment with this terrible catastrophe. And, you know, a lot of these platforms that are being shut down use different methods than BP used. It really isn't fair to tar everyone with the same brush. And what's more, you know, drilling is going to take place. If these rigs are going to go somewhere, so if they're not drilling off the coast of Louisiana, they'll be drilling off the coast of Nigeria. And is that really good for the global environment? You know, this is a guy who's always telling us to think globally about the environment. Well, it's not thinking globally to chase those drilling rigs to Africa or the Middle East.
Leslie, a few drilling rigs have already found their way out of the Gulf because of the questionable drill policy going forward. Is this what we want?
No, I would agree with you there. It's not what we want. But I think we could all agree that the guy whose job's affected most by this decision is Barack Obama. And I don't think that the president's going to continue a moratorium. Remember, this is a temporary issue until the issue of safety and response they feel is satisfied, and that every preventative measure is taken so that going forward we don't have this issue again. Hey guys, right now the oil is still flowing. Everything they try has failed. We don't want to end up in this position again.
Professor, before you, which I know you want to attack that issue, the oil is still flowing. I would tend to agree with that. But, sir, this was in the Financial Times today. It talks about BP's, because of the expense, because of the cost of cleanups, that means they'll pay the UK and the U.S. government something like $10 billion or so less than they would have paid. How do we make up the shortfall in that?
Well, we simply don't. I mean, we'll be borrowing more money to do that. The administration has pulled all the easy levers when it comes to increasing taxes. As a consequence, this money, like all the other money the government has to raise, it should give Barack Obama some pause about forcing BP to pay for costs it hasn't created. For example, the wages from firms where they're suspending drilling, where they're using different methods, and he's just essentially grandstanding for environmentalists.
Leslie, what about it? There's a lot of income that would come from wages earned in the drilling industry, a lot of royalties from oil producers in the Gulf that may go away.
But this is where the administration is maybe contrary to some of Americans with capitalism being A through Z. It's not. I mean, there are human issues, there are environmental issues, there are regulatory issues that come into play. Yes, in the end, a bottom line does have to be met, and we are in a financial crisis in America, no question, and the rest of the world. But I mean, how much money do we sacrifice for how many lives if this happens again?
I'm not sure it's money for lives, Leslie. Professor, we're running out of time. This is Money Rocks, the Money Show. Capitalism is A to Z here. Shouldn't it be?
In reality, it wasn't capitalism A to Z at the appellate court. The appellate court found the drilling moratorium too sweeping and arbitrary. I think that should send a clear message to this administration that it has to be a little bit more careful about what it does if it's going to don the cloak of protector of the environment and at the same time look like it's an honest broker for the economy.
All right, we're going to have to leave it there. Professor Peter Morici and Leslie Marshall, thank you guys very much.
Thank you.
Okay.